Hit go live right there. Holla if you hear me. Ew. Shut up, children. Shut up.
That shit, yo, bro. Think about what you just discovered.
Yeah, you discovered it. All right, so stop this nonsense here. Let's just stop this. Stop this nonsense here. But you know what? I could go for some tunes. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, before I start, let me just get to me. Why am I all slow rolling? Why is that a slow rolling transition? Give me un momento, por favor. God. Oh my God. Ooh, I got a LaCroix in here. On some bougie. Some bouginess. Alright. There might be a little, this sound might be a little crazy because I haven't done this in a week because I don't know if you guys can see me, but I got the tan. You know what I mean? I did a thing.
I can't control it.
I can't control it. I needed it.
Be careful though. It's spicy.
I am now spicy.
And I know a hoe when I see one.
Wow.
I don't gotta clap at everything.
All right, so this wasn't scheduled. I just felt like getting on here because I haven't been on here in a while, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I like doing this. I like doing this. I like doing the show. I like talking shit, getting clicks. I do. I love talking shit and getting clicks.
Y'all don't gotta clap at everything.
You sure don't. Yo, by the way, I missed this.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing?
I ain't hating. I am not hating. I hope each and every one of you have had swallowings. I'm just playing. That's what I hope everybody gets.
Many people know them as the jump out boys in their city.
Yeah. Okay. Mo 3Times, I'm back here. I'm just working through some things right now. You know what I should do? Let me see if I got any dough. If I got any Dogecoin. That's what I need to know. So, anybody out there, can you tell me if there, what am I doing? What's going on in the Diddy trial? I have been out of the loop. If you're listening to those type of things, some people are like, oh, it's a distraction. Yeah, well, you're probably right. But damn it. I mean, come on. Can I live? Let's go. Ooh, I don't know if I want that up right now, but bam. I don't even know how my camera got over there. I don't know what's going on. But Kato's here. Oh, see, Kato, I'm hitting buttons. Remember, like the old times? I used to hit wrong buttons every time I used to do that. We're back. Kato, am I dark skinned? Am I dark skinned it now? I'm black. Did I get black? Did I? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. What am I doing? Oh. See? It's been a while. Bam. There we go. There we go. I needed some water. Yes, thank you. I look tan. Do you think I look like Wesley Snipes? I'm trying to get like Wesley. I'm trying to get like Wesley. You think I could pull it off? A couple more. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Yeah, me, Wesley. Can I get there? Gotta look down at the... Does it look like I'm looking down at the comments? Being crazy. I'm being nuts right now. It is great to be back in the United States of America. This is where I'm from. This is my home. Yeah.
Be careful though.
It's spicy.
It is. It's spicy.
And I know a whole.
I gotta get rid of this. Yeah. I'm letting them cheer. Me and Mrs. Hatcher, aka. Why doesn't that? Hold on, let's fix that. While we're here, guys, this is my inaugural episode of the show that I have just created in my mind, and it's called Cut the Crap. I don't know. That's what it's called. All right, so this is our show. Usually I put on like a show thing. I'm about to stop this because I don't know I've been fiddling. I was messing with the whole entire show before I went on vacation, and that's what I was doing. Honestly. Honest to goodness. And as a result of me effing around, I am now finding out that everything is not the way it's meant to be. However, I will never, ever, 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 ever slow down just because there's a couple of, things going on. I ain't gonna do it. I am not going to do it. All right, so really what's happening here is, I can't believe this is, maybe if I switch here and I come back, it hates it. It hates it. This is what we'll do. We'll just add another image. We'll call it image 4 for now. Gotta keep the show rolling. This is not entertaining at all. I know. But this is what we got. I don't understand why we're here. Okay. Oh, wow. It hates it. It hates it, guys. Nothing that I do is right now, guys. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's funding hates. I get it. We gotta cut the crap, guys. We gotta cut the crap. I don't know how to do how do you do crap in ASL? Let me know. Call in 313-825-5557. The only thing is, I haven't opened up the phone lines, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm not going to do this all night. You know what I mean? But we'll rock out for a little bit. Maybe some people will come along. Okay, I got comments.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your 6-digit PIN number. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Call-In Studio web interface. Audio recording is on.
Audio recording is on. We are live. We are live. Oh, yeah. All right. Hey, Ev. That's the ADHD kicking, and that's what I was originally doing. And I did that, and then I came back here. But, vacation, oh, man. Caro. I went to the place where you grew up. I went to see the birthplace of Love's love for knocking dudes out. I had good authentic sun, good authentic food. and I almost ruined it from the beginning because after the flight, on the first night down, my gracious host, Marvy, aka my hermano, mi hermano, got me twisted off of the Gittles flitch, the golden snitch. That's what I call the Harry Potter juice. Yeah, and I had Monte Cristos. Like my inside still tastes of fine whiskeys and Monte Cristos. Y'all killing me with this. I can't even know. Hold on. I was like. Beautiful views, beautiful beaches, mountains, lakes, campos. Look at that. Yo, my Wu-Tang. I had an excellent time. Yo, like here living in America, I'm not gonna lie, I be getting like small little baby anxiety attacks sometimes. Like I get breathlessness. It feels like I'm having like a bit like baby heart fluctuations just from the days. And I'm absorbing the news 24/7 and just listening to all this crazy stuff and talking about all of this craziness that I went to sleep. I didn't have no ill feeling. I feel rejuvenated. And Kato, let me tell you something almost. You know what? Something almost stole my rejuvenation, and that was traveling out of there. Getting out of country back here, it was lined. It started as a nice little, well air-conditioned line, but it was long and brutal nonetheless. Right? It could have been done better. And then once we got past that line, we had to go to another line. Okay? Are you listening to me? Another line. But this line ain't have no air conditioning on the hottest day of the year of your native country. The hottest day of this year was today. And I was standing in a line. Now listen. Full disclosure, people out there. Under this hat is scalp. You know what I mean? There's not a Caesar. There's no 360 waves under this. There's no like a big forehead and some cornrows like Kawhi or anything like that. All right? This is beautiful, bald, black man head right here. That's what I got under this hat. Okay? I'm not trying to hide it. I like my hat. It looks good. You know what I mean? I'm a cutie pie. I'm a handsome man. And I like my hat turned backwards because I know that there's someone out here that might come across this and be totally offended by, turn your hat the right way. And for them, that's why my hat's backwards. Where am I going with this? Anyway, I went to a line where I saw you. I had my hat on here. I'm letting you know I got some. The thing about me, this head underneath this hat is it sweats profusely. Ask your sister. We went out, little bailar, dance number 1. I am soaked. They were like, yo, he popped the molly. No, I just sweat. My pores open up at any sign of heat. My pores open up and start weaving. I'm a sweaty effer. I'm not a stinky sweater though. I'm not a stinky sweater, but I be drenched. And I was sitting there in front of all of the traveling world, just melting in a long ass line. And then that's just to, get through security. And while I go through the line, check this out. I got my sunglasses still. I still got an AirPod in my head. I had just remembered to take my phone off at the last minute. I got my watch on and we're supposed to be going through the x-ray machines. Like Buddy told me, Bach. He said, Bach. I was like, what? Like to the back of the line? Like and then I just hit him with this. He patted me down and said, whew. And I said, thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I think he saw it in my face. I wasn't there. I wasn't going to cause no trouble. You're not going to catch me on somebody's YouTube's getting commented. You look, I do the commenting over here. You're not gonna catch me in a spot where I am the subject. I mean, unless I'm just giving you, like, right now, I'm talking about my time. But you're not going to catch me on no criminal closed circuit TV berserking. I guarantee you that. I mean, God willing.
Look at the face.
Exactly.
Look at the face.
Melted. My face was melting. And then he's going to make me get the back of the line. Right? So then we do that, then you gotta, then hold on. From there, there's another line, right? To wait to get on the bus, right? Then when you get on the bus, you can hear air conditioning running, but it's probably running at -5. Like the fan is probably spinning the wrong way, right? And the door's wide open, and and at first I'm like, all right, I see we're about to get on. And it's almost time to take this flight, so we got to get to our plane, whatever. I know it's probably a little ways down the tarmac, nothing big. But I'm thinking, hey, there's some people here, little babies here. Let me get up out my seat. I should have never left my seat. I shouldn't have stood up and grabbed the bar like a gentleman. It pays nothing to volunteer your discomfort for any type of mankind. I'm not gonna lie. Are y'all following me? Like, if I'm wrong, call in 313-825-5557. What we do not want to do as a people is get in any type of situation where we're going to be uncomfortable, where we're put in any uncomfortable position. Because we're not going to think about each other in those situations. And I realized that today, that I am too good for this world. So I gave up my seat thinking like, guy has his little kids on here. Hey, baby girl, you want to go sit down, baby girl? Played it off. He wanted to sit down. He sat down. Next thing, they're lapping up. And I'm hanging on the bar. Doors wide open. I'm hot. I'm melting. Never mind. Trip, while I was there, 100 out of 10. 100 for 10. Out of 10, it was 100. And then, but traveling back, oh my God, man. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way in this world. I love DR. I love DR. I love the vibe. We went to get a chimney. I don't like chimneys. I don't like American chimneys. I don't like Dominican Republic chimneys. I just had me a Philadelphia chimney. That's a Philly cheesesteak. Mayo, ketchup, provolone, little fried onions there.
First of all, I like what you're doing, but I don't like what you're doing. Because you're fucking with crime. You're fucking with real gangster shit.
You know what I mean? But I got it bad. It was that bad, Evelyn. It was that bad. You know when you get a bite? I had the pernil, and then I had the pernil chimney, and I bit into it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try it. No, it wasn't. And then I've had a classic chimney, like, oh, I told you not to get that one. Bite in the class, and I bit into it. And then I was like, But to be fair, I did still like have the whole fumes of whisk and Monte Cristo inside of me. So I probably didn't have the best taste buds going. So I'll give you that. But while we were sitting out there waiting for the food and everything, it was another vibe that I got to experience, and I really enjoyed it. Because usually if people go to DR, like they tell you, MF, stay your ass on the resort. And I'm not going to say they're wrong. You know, there's crime out there. There's some hitters out there, and they be riding mopeds, so it's easy to get away. Get somebody and get away on a moped. Because they get away. They get everywhere with it. But I'm just saying that, don't get me the side. Evelyn, you were the one telling me not to do this. Don't go up in the whatchamacallit because they going to get you. I'm the type of, they're going to get me. I'm the type of dude that gets up my seat for old ladies on a train in 2025. They're going to get me. But really, I'm kind of big. If I just shut my mouth and shut up and don't hit them with this and I'm chilling, ain't nobody going to bother me. Ain't nobody going to bother me. They going to be like, oh, he from probably up down the road. He probably from down the road. But, like, we were sitting there on the side and they had the music going and then they was dancing while they was cooking. They was getting it, and everybody was just. I'm talking about old, young, men, women. You know what I mean? Just all going through, and it didn't feel. It felt like a nice little party. It felt like, and everybody like, hey, I know you. Not like we be. If I see you from high school in Walmart, I be ducking. Most of y'all, a lot of y'all. Some, not so much. But I stop. Even people I'm cool, like I know, because something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with the world too. I'm going deep, but oh man, the vibe was lovely. The beaches were excellent. Our accommodations were atrociously beautiful. Like it was atrociously beautiful. Like it was so beautiful you just wanted to just go. You know what I mean? I'm talking about patio doors, just like it was a wall window that just opened up, where the house met the world and the world met the house. The last night, a kitty cat ran in the house off the golf course, by the way. Ran in the house, did a 180 because I hit him with the pss, pss, pss. His little ass ran out and was gone. And at first, everybody was like, oh, and then he was gone and it was cool. It was cool. He went back to the vibe. But let me tell you what, like, I went out into the infinity, like a waiter's infinity pool, right? Beautiful stonework, elegant, nice manicured lawn that encompassed by a beautiful manicured lawn that led directly into the golf course. You know, I think we were like around the 16th hole or some shit like that. I'm talking about beautiful shit. Wonderful. Just beautiful. You know what I mean? Chef's kiss. And with a little dash of sazon on it. But I tell you this, I dip into the pool and it's perfect. It is neither too cold, it's not frigid, but it's not warm like you're sitting in, saliva. It was nice and cool. It was refreshing. It was rejuvenating waters. I felt like in the morning, the pool guy came along with a priest who blessed the waters. I was swimming in holy waters, right? And then check this out. I dipped my head down because I can swim, everybody out there. I know I'm black. I'm a black man, and right now I am. I'm very black. But you know what I mean? I went down into the waters and I came up and I shook the waters off my bald head and I licked the water from my lips and I tasted salt. I was in a saltwater infinity. Shut up.
Groovy.
Right? Saltwater infinity. Saltwater. I just did it. That's an 8. That's a side word. 8. I just threw with my fingers. Infinity. Right? Now, hold on. Now, right there, anybody would be like, oh, let the children. Yeah, the children would be singing. Horns would be blaring. Damn it, you know what? I think we might even drop a flex for them. I'm getting emotional, guys. Hold on. Let me drop my tears real quick. Call in 313-825-5557. Please do. This is talking shit, getting clicks. This is not we episodes right now. This surely isn't. Right now we're cutting the crap, but I'm still talking about my vacationes. You know what I mean? Now I'm not gonna lie. When I came out that infinity pool, I was
bleached blonde.
Yeah.
Bad built. Butch body.
Butch body. I got a bad built butch body right now, but don't worry because I'm working on my abs.
What's up, people? Here we are back into talking shit, getting clicks.
True, but don't worry, I'm gonna be all right with it. I'm like 50 crunches and about 5 miles, couple of wind sprints away from greatness. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. However, as I'm chilling in the pool, my hermano is just watching me enjoying. enjoying what he and his wife have built for himself and his family and have now like invited me into. And I am so appreciative and gracious for the hospitality. I must say that. I know I'm being dramatic, but still I must say that. And he says, my brother, I'm doing it in English because I can't say it in Spanish. That's coming though. That's coming. I'm working Duolingo and everything like that. He says, my brother. And I say, yo, bro, dude. No, I don't say it like that. I say, yo. And he goes, do you want jacuzzi? Now I'm looking around like, because I'm seeing the infinity pool. I'm like, what the are we talking about, brother? Are you crazy? Do you still have the whiskey upon you right now, sir? Huh? Are you out of your mind? What jacuzzi? I don't see no. I see infinity pool. I see, and only thing I see is infinity and golf course and beauty. But usually, I know the pools when you get a jacuzzi, they got a jacuzzi like boom, boom, boom. You see a little square, something, a little kidney shaped little jacuzzi, a round thing. I'm like, where's the jacuzzi? Of course. You know what I mean? He just walks down like this. And then, like, with his hand, he like, does a low five. You know, when you, not a high five, but when you hit him from, like, you do that, he does this, like, slaps a wall, a column, and next thing you know, beneath me, bubbles start coming out. I'm sitting in infinity pool, this little stone bench, very beautiful work done. I'm sitting on that stone bench, and next thing you know, I got a spray bubbling around me. Like a damn, I don't know, a starry, for those that drink that. A starry, a Sprite, a 7-Up yours, that's what I had. And this is what life is like. He throws that on there, this is what I hear in my head. No lie to you, all I hear is this techno. Da-da-da. I'm like, oh my God. Oh. You know what I mean? And he says, my friend. I say, He goes, oh, yes. My brother. He said it in Spanish, though. And he said, oh, yeah, I forgot. My brother. Yo, this is what we do. We get the little whiskey, but we sip it slow. Because the first night, I ain't going to lie, I went crazy. I almost tried to kill myself. We finished that whole bottle. He went to work because that's just the type of guy he is. I slip in. But I woke up at around 9. I wasn't feeling good, but I woke up at 9. I'm not going to lie. We probably got impacted in around 3. You know what I mean? I'm an animal in my own right, but he told me, he said slow. Take it slow. That's the best gift that he gave me, was that, like, yeah, I had to remember, take it slow. I don't need to, you know? I don't need to drag a cigar down to the band. I don't need to do that. I can do it. Because sadly, inside of me is a gremlin. It is, you know, and I can be Gizmo or I can be Stripes, and it's crazy. But yeah, so then he says, this is what we do. We hit that jacuzzi, then we get the Monte Cristo, then we get the whiskey, and we sip. We relax slowly. We enjoy. And then I said, thank you. You know what I mean? And then we ate the fish from his beautiful help, from their I don't know, what do you call them? A maid, yeah. A maid made us lunch. Beautifully grilled fish and salads and totones, maduros, rice, chickens with the peppers and the onions and stuff. You know, making coffees, like delicious coffees from the source. It was beautiful. I had a very nice time. I'm sorry it took so long explaining it, but yo, like,
look at me out here dodging raindrops, Simone.
Yo, and then guess what? We had the perfect storm. It stormed. It hit with rained, thunderstorm. Like it was hitting. And then after all that swimming, because we had went to the beach earlier, We went to the beach and I got my original tan, like the first coat. I was orange. Like, I'm still a little orange like Ernie and Bert. Like, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I got to roast myself. I say Ernie and Bert. I know it's Bert and Ernie. But yeah. Yeah, guys. I'll be sitting here looking like Ernie sometimes. Just straight up like Ernie. That's me. That's me, Ernie. You know? I get orange, just like Ernie. And I'm starting, the tan is blending in now, and I'm happy for that. But I got my original tan at a beautiful beach. I don't know the name of it. I don't know the name of the beach. I just call it Beautiful Beach Number 1. You know what I mean? I got a great tan. And I had great drinks. And it was brought to me right there as I lounged it in my beach chair. And what I would do was I would lounge in the beach chair, and it was a little cloudy, sunny, because weather actually, while we were over there, was saying we were going to have storms all week. But God said, no, Mo, I know you need this. I know y'all need this right now. Grant you great weather. Nothing out of extraordinary to people where people are investigating like, well, yeah, this weather report is just totally off. It's like, yeah, I'm going to disguise it, but I'm going to give you little spots. He gave me little spots, and I got my tan at the right time. And then as soon as we were leaving the beach, it started raining. Like, yo, they're out. It's time to go. Let's commence with the rain. Then we got to the house, and it thunderstormed. Now, after you hit the beach and get dark, right? And you've ate something, and you done took that shower. Now you're laying down. You went from the heat straight to some nice air conditioning. What type of nap do you think you're gonna get? Huh? You think you're gonna get the nap you deserve? Huh? Huh? No one likes us. We don't care. I'm not bragging, but we are champs. But yeah. Yeah, it was a great time. And never mind. There's some personal stuff that happened there that I love my wife for, that made me just fall in love with my wife. Like, her acts of service were wonderful. I'm being nasty, but I'm not being that nasty that you think I'm being nasty. Because she did some things for me that no human should ever have to do for another human being. But I love her.
You get a F for failure.
I'm talking about myself. I am not talking about her. For love, she gets a... Yes, you do. Matter of fact, let's go before the end of the year. You know what I mean? She go. I'll go. By then, I'll know my Espanol a little bit better, so I can be in the conversation more. Because they were mad at Evelyn because they said she ain't teach me Spanish, and they were shaking their head because they said they really wanted to talk to me. Probably tell me all the crazy shit she did and warn me. That's probably what they wanted. I ain't gonna lie.
That's because Jesus Christ is my nigga.
One more time for Ev Love. Yo. Y'all want to call in, you can call in 313-825-5557. I ain't doing that. I'm just fucking around, vibing. But yo, I am doing a show called Cut the Crap. I really am doing a show called Cut the Crap. Alright, so this is where the show comes in. Alright, so while I was on vacationes, guys, let's see how we did. Let's see how we did. Our last show that we put out, our last live that we put out, did some great views for what we've been doing. We've been getting some damn good views, and I am happy that I'm seeing this stuff start moving. But out of that, they said, hey, you got to chop your shows up. And I did chop my shows up because when we do lives, like I cut it down from doing I used to do damn near 3 hours. I cut it down to trying to do one. And then now I'm trying to do a nice, at least 2 if we're going to go overtime. And I did talk about a lot of subjects in the last live that took place actually on May 7th, 2025. So that was almost 2 weeks ago. So we did Funding Hate, and then from Funding Hate, I broke down those segments and I introduced them as segments on the channel, so you can check them out. They go under the Funding Hate. They go under the Funding Hate topics. All right, so. As I did those shows, I started to get feedback, and I love that because those live shows are actually called the We episodes with Mo 3Times. Don't get the with Mo 3Times, but we do the We episodes, and it's called that because we're really supposed to be rocking out, all of us together. You know, all of us are supposed to be rocking out. So here's the numbers. I mean, you guys want to be like, oh, let me look into this world. This is just what's going on. We got 153 subscribers, which is awesome. I am +7 in the last 28 days. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys who've clicked subscribe, who've viewed this, who've clicked like. I enjoy getting the feedback and comments that I get, whether I agree with them or not. I am trying to do my best to reply to them. So while I was on vacation, I had a little time to get back and reply to some of those comments. And I just wanted to share some of those comments that were made with you guys. And it made me come up with the idea to cut the crap. Now, honestly, it doesn't really come from any of these YouTube videos that I got that I've gotten that are received on YouTube. I mean, there are people that I honestly don't agree with. People are coming at it. Some of the topics that we have discussed from a different angle. But for the most part, this has nothing to do with the YouTube comments. I have been commenting on threads. And it's crazy because honestly, when I started the show because I didn't want to comment. I just wanted to go and have my platform to say really what I wanted to say. But I still think that, you know, just for the sake of getting the show and the name out there, that, hey, if I put my ideas out there in regular, normal, general social media meeting spots, then, hey, maybe I can get some guys to come back and hang out here at the crib. You know what I mean? And we can keep the party going. I'm sorry, guys, for the past week, I've been drinking nothing but fine exotic liquors, and in lieu of water, I've been drinking Presidente's. God bless all of us. Right, okay, so, under the tent tragedy, when we were speaking about the tragedy between Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony in Texas, you guys might remember that was a story where there was two young men at a track meet event. Carmelo Anthony went to a rival, I wouldn't say a rival team, another school's tent while it was raining. I don't know if it was sprinkling. Some people in the comments said it was sprinkling, but they went under the tent. He wasn't invited to the tent. Excuse me. A little physical a light physical struggle took place, and then in return, Carmelo Anthony allegedly stabbed, well, on record confessing to, but I don't know, just for legal sake, I'm going to say allegedly, just for legal sake, I'll say allegedly, stabbed Austin Metcalf in what he is claiming to be self-defense. I let the children sing because I've finally gotten to the point of what's going on. All right, so this is what's going on. So for the comments, I know in the show I did talk about it being probably a self-defense claim. Some of the things that I brought up was that that he put his hands on Carmelo Anthony, and Carmelo Anthony went in his bag and stabbed him? Do I think being pushed to stabbing somebody might be unreasonable? Perhaps. But then there's also the question of the size between the two gentlemen. The kids. These are both two kids. They are on the verge of being adults, but they are very young and very junior adults, if we're going to say that. But in essence, these are two children fighting at a school sanctioned sporting event. And because of their interactions, one of those children are dead. The other child is he's out on parole, not parole or whatever. He's out on bail right now, but he's in the system, and families are torn apart about this. All right, so there is one thing that is true. This is a black child and a white child, and in America, when you have violence between a black child and a white child, especially when that black child is the quote unquote perceived aggressor in that event towards the white child, then there is going to be a firestorm in the media, and everybody's going to have opinions about it. That's just the way it is. Good, bad, happy or sad, and that is the way our society is here in the United States of America. Some aren't going to give an effing bean, all right? And if you don't give an effing bean, still, click subscribe, like, share, and tell a friend, because they might. So, in that, people are saying that they're saying these sides are starting racism, these sides are starting racism, both sides are starting racism. Both sides are being biased. You know, just because I bring up what is his name, Ray Lang or whoever, Jeff Lang, the jerk that tried to use Austin Metcalf's name for a white supremacist group, for a white supremacist group disguised as a group trying to help white Americans. I think that's bad. I think that's especially bad. I talked about that specific person. I also in there spoke about Jeff Metcalf, the father of Austin Metcalf, and how I thought that he was a really brave individual and level-headed individual for the interview that he gave after one of his baby boys had just been murdered. You know, for him to actually say, yo, listen, from what I've heard, this happened. Ultimately, it was about two egos getting out of hand, and it was a tragic. And what we do, we need to start being patient with one another. I'm paraphrasing what he's saying, but that's what he said. And for anybody to be mourning the death of a very intensely close loved one of yours, and to have that sense of duty to be truthful and honest to, what it is, I really respect that. Because we get angry and we get emotional, and now we start saying crazy things. And I think contrary to that, when we saw Carmelo Anthony's mother speaking in that song, I think she came off like that. I think ultimately, her message wasn't, as clear as his. I think it's really because she was dealing with a lot of people in Texas that were coming at her, threatening her life, and being just, out of sorts. So it came from like an emotional angle and whatever. But that's what it is. Two kids got into it and they died. Now, one of the comments that I got was, I am so long-winded. I apologize, guys. All right, so one of the comments that I received was from Top Hat Timmy Tim. Top Hat Timmy Tim. Top Hat Timmy Tim. This is 4 days ago. Like I said, I've been on vacation, so I'm just getting back to these. All right, and he says, nice, respectful comment, nothing crazy. He says, I know you're thinking self-defense, but you need to look into what the law is in Texas. He's guilty, my man. I threw him a like. You're going to get a like. You're going to get a heart because you are participating in the we. And this is about we, whether we agree or not. It's all about us being all up in it. And so I replied, basically, under the Texas law, if you're in a place where you have a legal right to be like your home, a vehicle, or workplace, and you're not engaged in criminal activity, you have no duty to retreat before using force to protect yourself. That means if someone threatens you, you're able to protect yourself. And in the case of Carmelo Anthony, what we know from these police records is that there was a physical confrontation between Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. And unfortunately, Austin Metcalf was the first one to put paws on Carmelo Anthony. And from there, Carmelo Anthony dug in the bag and stabbed Austin Metcalf. So if we're talking just in the legal sense of the matter, right there, whether you agree with it or not, it is quite possible for him to use that stand your ground law as his defense. Whether he's going to be found guilty of it, I don't know. Whether he's going to be found innocent of it, I don't know. But the law applies in this situation. Now I know. You might be like, Mo 3 times, like, what are you talking about? There might be some stuff there. We'll circle back to that. Don't worry about it. I got you covered because, hey, Top Hat 10 to me, I'm going to take you for real. I'm going to take what you're saying seriously, and that's why I looked up the law. But I did also dig deeper into things because I had more questions to be like, yo, could this possibly happen or could this possibly happen? We'll get back to this. Now, Earl of Mar, 7987. Wow. It says, it was lightly sprinkling. Carmelo goes under the tent and kids asked him who he was. Listen to this comment. Listen to what I'm reading right here. All right. You have to read the comments. It was lightly sprinkling. Carmelo goes under the tent and the kids asked him who he was. They told him he need to go to his team's tent since he had on Centennial High School sweatpants. He's from Centennial. Austin Metcalf, I believe they were from Memorial. And Carmelo, and she says, Carmelo said, make me in bold. Like, ooh, Carmelo said, make me. So I replied. Where is it? Oh, they must have replied back somewhere. Make me. So we have some replies here. Thanks for adding to the conversation because I appreciate you guys adding to the conversation. But while I said, is saying make me a crime? Let me know, guys. 313-825-5557. Please call in and let me know. Is saying make me a crime? Someone says, oh, you need to get out of here, and you respond by saying, make me. Is that a crime? Is make me threatening someone? Huh? I don't know. And then I asked, why didn't the kids go get a coach? I think that's fair. You don't know this kid. Let's get an adult. They can solve this problem. That's what the adults are there for. Not for Austin Metcalf. I'm not trying to put this on Austin Metcalf because ultimately this is what I believe. I am standing lock and step with Jeff Metcalf, the father of Austin Metcalf, of the deceased Austin Metcalf, when he says that these were two kids. There were two kids, and as kids make stupid ass mistakes. And sometimes in these stupid ass mistakes, these ego-driven mistakes, with young kids going through hormones and, trying to figure out who they are, sometimes shit like this happens. And it's tragic, and I don't want to act like I just don't care and this is a throwaway. This is a life, and I understand the importance of human life. But if Jeff Metcalf can come to that conclusion and understand that, hey, You know, it's tragic. I wish this didn't happen, but this is what it happened, and this is because if he would have been kind to him, and he would have been kind to him, none of this would have happened. Then, but make me isn't a crime, man. And the kids should have probably got a coach. I'm asking, and it's also reported that Austin put his hands, and this is where I'm coming from in a lot of my opinions too. It's reported that Austin put his hands on him first. So if he indeed made physical contact to Anthony. And then that is staying your ground law. What else do we got here? You have to be talking about Joe Biden, the old Dixiecrat, lied his entire career. Even the fact that he was in full mental faculties was a lie. I don't know where that's coming from. Oh, this guy just said, I don't think that, whatever. Oh, they were talking about Dominic Alexander. This is a great point he's making. Dominic Alexander is the attorney for Carmelo Anthony. Let me show you this guy was saying. I don't know. Where is it? Let's do press conference. So in the press conference, Dominic Alexander did go and try to. Oh, well, let's see. I don't want to go into Facebook right now. I think the feds hit my whole entire setup while I was gone. I'm not going to even lie. I wouldn't put it past them. I had to reset my phone 8 times. Coming back here can make you paranoid. Since I was fighting Charlie and them. Shut up. Stop talking. All right, let's hear what he has to say. Come on, man. This is on Facebook. Let's see.
The father being at this press conference. These are my words. Don't quote anybody. Is a disrespect to the dignity of his son.
I have no idea what that was.
What we seen at the beginning of this press conference, the father being at this press conference. These are...
Man, you wouldn't believe what White said today, bro.
That's crazy. It's not what I wanted. There should be a press conference of him talking. All right. Oh, man. It's the whole thing.
I want
to watch on YouTube.
I want to start.
Listen, this is the press conference. I can put this in the chat. Let me put it in the chat because I don't feel like going to watch this whole thing. Ultimately, he said some things. He compared this to Kyle Rittenhouse, which it is comparable, but then he made some mistakes in saying that, hey, it was Kyle Rittenhouse that brandished an AK when we know it was an AR, and that he shot 3 black men, in which he absolutely positively didn't. Kyle Rittenhouse, he's a jerk, but he didn't do anything, the things that man said. And half the reason why my channel is here is because I am about crushing that misinformation, i.e., I like to cut the crap. Ha ha ha. I like to cut the crap. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm not going to be like, oh, he's a black man. My brother. He needs to be set straight. No. Kyle Rittenhouse didn't shoot 3 black. Kyle Rittenhouse shot, I think, like three white people. He shot 2 white dudes, killed one of them. 3 white dudes, they were all white dudes. And the way he handled his weapon was precise. I did an episode on like one of my earlier shows. If you go all the way down the playlist and look at the earlier shows, I did a Kyle Rittenhouse. It might have been like one of my feature ones. And I took you guys step by step through what the Dateline pieced together the entire night from cell phone footage, from CCTV, and from the media, and they pieced it together very nicely, so you can see a whole like maybe 2-3 hour timeline of from the time Kyle started patrolling to when the shots fired and what happened after that. I love that show. Like I could get better all the time, but that was a very, very good show going through there, and that is some of the information we pulled up. So right there, basically what I will agree to, because he did say some things that were tinged with race, and I know, listen, White people get upset with us talking about race. I would say we get upset about you guys never ever listening to race. Not like you guys really listen to race. The people who are like, oh, I'm tired of hearing it. If you're one a type that says, I'm tired of this race talk, then whatever, bro. Be tired of it. I gives no flying fucks. I'm going to keep talking about it. However, in this sense, when you have people like Dominic Alexander here just saying stupid shit that isn't factual, it makes you look stupid. It makes your case look dumb. It hurts your defense. So when you go up here saying easy, verifiable stuff of like the race of the person that Kyle Rittenhouse shot, I mean, that wasn't even necessary for his speech. He should go up there and say, hey, this is what happened. Blah, 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 blah. I intend to prove this about my client or whatever, or not even do a press conference or just dispel the rumors. He didn't have to do everything that he did in this 31 minute 6 second press conference. He did absolutely too much, and it is my opinion that he probably most likely is that was what he did was not good for the defense. You guys can check that out. Hold on, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Did I put it in the chat? Did I put it in the chat? So I agree with that. So yeah, I agree with that. But that's what it was. He could have did it. He could have did a whole entirely. Here he is right here. That's Dominic Alexander. He could have did a way better job of doing that. And I agree. Pop says that he thought the funding hate lady that got all of the money for calling the little black kid in Minnesota an N-word who was on her way to $1 million. Did she make that million? Let's check. Her name is Shiloh Hendricks. I think they froze her funds. It is GoFund Go. Easy give go give gun go. Give fund live. I don't know. Give fund go. Give fund go. Shiloh Hendricks. Let's see what she got. Help me protect my family. All right. So it looks like she was on a gravy train with Biscuit Wills, but it does not look like she has met her goal. It's looking like her goals haven't been made, or it's either that or they did absolutely positively freeze those donations. Let's see if we can go donate. I am not donating to this. Oh, look, they're taking money back. Look at this. Look at this. This is Give Send Go. This is Shiloh Hendricks' Give Send Go. Shiloh Hendricks is the lady that was caught in the tape calling a 5-year-old autistic kid the N-word because the 5-year-old autistic kid was going in her diaper bag or taking her son's toys out of her diaper bag. So she decided she was going to call him an N-word. She wasn't going to say, hey, where's your parents? Or no, little guy, get out of there. You don't go in people's bags. Give them a little, like some parental type shit. It takes a village. She just said, oh, he's an N-word. He's an N-word. And because of that, a guy started recording her. His name is Shamarky Omar. He recorded her doing this, and then recording her, he was like, did you just call him the N-word? Said it. Did you just call him the N-word? Said it. Did you just call him the N-word? Said it. Actually saying the word, and then after he said, did you call him the N-word? Like trying to chastise her and tell her what she was doing was wrong. And she said, you know what, F you, I'm doubling down. He is that. And because she took that stance where she was loud, bold, and strong, people that felt that entire way decided they were going to give her money because she wrote a story that said that her family was under attack and basically she was going to, lose her job, lose her livelihood. She was doxxed, and as a result, she wrote a plea for help, and people came to her You know, white lady tears. They came to her aid running. You know, they came running, but I didn't come running. You want to know why I didn't come running? Huh? You want to know why? I'll tell you why.
And I know a hoe when I see one.
That's why. Right? But I say all this to say this because really I came to this page. Here's our page. We'll scroll down and we're looking. Look at these. Most recent. Anonymous giver, -10. Hearted. Anonymous giver, -10. 9 hearts. People are liking that they're taking this money back. I didn't even know you could take money. I thought you had to. Look at that. $51. Taking back $10. Taking back. So people are taking back money. I don't know if they're just giving money back or the account's been frozen, but let's see. Her top donation is. Oh wow. Top donation was an anonymous giver 18 days ago, gave her $10,000. The next top donation is a -$5,000 donation. Followed by so that meant that person gave them $5,000 if they're taken away, right? And then these are all negative charges going back. So it looks like somebody froze it and they're taking money back. And that is, but still, when I left, she was a little bit past $750,000. She's at 780. So I guess that money's not leaving her account fast enough. Let's see what else we got. Cut that crap. Cut the crap. Cut the crap. What time is it? Oh, I did that. I did a solid hour, but I'm not done yet. Let's see. Let's go to this community. Thunlight was in the house. Thunlight was in the house. Yeah. Yeah, we went there. Earl of Mars back saying at Talking Getting, you have to be talking about Joe Biden, the old Dixiecrat lied his entire career, and the fact that he was in full mental faculties was a lie. I don't know. I heard Donald Trump. I'm not even going to have this debate with you because you sound unhinged. Unhinged, lady, whatever, lady, fake. You know, I appreciate that you got a picture on there. If that's you, that's you. That's you. That is you. That's you. Yeah, lightly sprinkling. All right, so anyway, when she did the whole, it was lightning sprinkling because she's basically saying, hey, it wasn't pouring down. He had no business being under that tent. And listen, I get it. But the key words in her thing was, listen, the kids asked him who he was. Who are the kids? The kids are no authority figure to Carmelo Anthony. Earl, let me tell you something, Earl. Those children are not authority figures to Carmelo Anthony. If a little ass kid came up to me when I was a kid, what are you doing? F you. I'd probably say it to a teacher too, because sometimes we're like that. But no, really, I think this could have been handled if they would have wanted to say, okay, just stay in the area with him. Make sure nothing's going on. You don't have to say nothing to him. You don't have to touch him. You don't have to say nothing to him. If he comes and tries to take your property, then you're liable to defend yourself and something like that. So if he's over there trying to steal and you saw he had your hands on your gear or something, then that's something. But he's over there just chilling, minding his business, sitting on the bench. You should have just let him be. And if you didn't want him there or you were uncomfortable with him being there, you could have got a coach, you could have got a teacher, and then they would have got him up out of the way. Get an adult to handle those situations. And this is, I'm talking to all those young kids who think this is cool. You're going to forget. You're going to think it's all about, oh, yeah, next time somebody does that to me, I'm going to stab them first. Somebody tries that over here. No, just go get an adult and let the adults handle it. They get paid for that, not you. That's my natural face. I know everybody's doing that face, but all right. Anyway, thanks for everybody for adding to the conversation. I had a thought, make a coach. Yeah. Earl Lamar. Oh, I got it 10 minutes ago. Talking Make Me is a provocation, meaning he started the altercation and all Mellow Yellow had to do was just leave. Let's get them. Call. Let's reply. Call in. 3. We can have this one. We can have this one, Earl. Yeah, the Indeed, physical, contact, Anthony, whatever. Sounds like an awesome person. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe they're typing and I'm getting the tone misconstrued. Maybe it's me getting the tone misconstrued. That's my reply. I'm live now. We can talk about it. There's another thing that's going through around the internet because one of my first comments was from Calvin at Neighbors, and he's talking about African American fatigue syndrome. It's also known as AAFS, and it's something that I did absolutely positively have to look up. And I found out about it, and where is it? My bad, guys. I lost my scrolls here. Oh, here it is. All right, so AAFS is exactly what I just said it was, and it puts a name to that quiet burnout. It's when exhaustion doesn't come from just the work or parenting or bills, but just existing while black. Like you can get tired of being being in a situation, and you become hyper vigilant of the fact that you have this black skin because this is something that our society has created and molded and put onto each and every not just like we're not victims of white people. White people are victims of racism. And as a result, the symptom is how they view and treat blacks. And I'm not just saying little Earl, like Earl down the street. Like, Earl, you personally have nothing to do with my life at all, except for the way you voted. And I'm assuming you voted for Donald Trump. You know, if you're watching this, you can call in. Let me make sure I want you to just call in. Hang in there. I have no calls right now. So you haven't called in yet, but I did reply. When you get that, call me. We can talk about this. We'll talk about this. But we're talking about AAFS, and I'm just like a country, really, they see your skin as a threat. And your success as an exception, and your pain as I can't even. I gotta get a better scroller. I really do. And your pain as negotiable. It's not a medical term. It's a mirror, and it makes people uncomfortable. And people that are going around with stress, just like I said, I got away for a little bit where I was around a lot of people that looked like me. Like everybody looked like me. So when I was walking around, I didn't feel out of place unless I had to talk, and then it was just like now, you know, that little veil, that Harry Potter's little invisible robe has worn off. But for the most part, I just came from a place, and do you know what? Like I said before, I slept like a baby. No stress, no little, like a baby. So relaxed. My wife went over there and was like, yo, she did that. She be clenching the teeth. She was like, I ain't clenched my teeth the whole time I was over here. I ain't have to put my little bite thing in, my bite guard in or nothing. Cause when she bites, she locks. She locks like a pity. The average human being don't got time.
Don't argue.
So yeah, all right, there we go. Let's see what else we got here. I guess you don't call in. So Jeff is not 2826 10 days ago said kids, not 5 Somali ninjas rampaging autism all over the place. AS pedo said the N-word 5 times in the clip. You don't care about that? All right. So basically, he's talking about the clip from the Shiloh Hendrix from the clip, because you're right. Shamarki Almore does use the N-word an incredible amount of times. He called him a pedo also, which I think I got him back in the comments to just let him know that no, Shamarki Omar was accused of that, but those charges were dropped. Those charges were dropped. And also, the subject that we were talking about, we weren't talking about some Shamarki Omar doing anything to children, which he didn't do. So there's no conversation about that. I can't listen. He was accused of it, but ultimately it was dropped for special interests or something like that. And usually that's when it's dropped for special interest, because they don't believe the victim. I don't want to say it like that. They don't believe the victim, but like, yeah. So that's what he brought up, because a lot of people, instead of going and digging into Shiloh Hendrix or just being upset about Shiloh Hendrix, instead of saying, hey, this lady was wrong for calling a 5-year-old kid, fuck if he had autism, fuck anything, a 5-year-old kid a N-word, just call him a, you know what I mean? You are a grown-ass woman and you just called a child a, you know, and then double down on it. And instead of saying anything about Jeff, instead of saying anything about this harlot, this bigoted, like, instead of saying anything about her, instead of saying anything like that, you're gonna go, oh my God, you're going to use your energy to research this guy. Actually, you probably didn't research. Somebody, one of the guys, you didn't research anything. You heard it on the internet, right? You heard it on the internet. And once you heard it on the internet, because there's things I hear on the internet all the time, I gotta be like, yo, is this true? That's probably the responsible thing to do. That's what you should do, Jeff. Jeff, I'm telling you, the next time we talk, if you do send another reply, and I thank you for replying, and because it helps the algorithm, but the next time you do that, you should probably have your fucking ducks in a row, bro. You know? So instead of just listening to that other guy's podcast where they say, well, do you know, never mind her calling this 5-year-old kid, how weird it is for a grown-ass woman to talk that way to a old-ass woman and mother of her own child would treat another child this way, to discipline them or whatever. That's not weird, but you're going to just disregard all that and then listen to somebody that went on a podcast and tried to just dig up dirt on the person that held her accountable, which is whataboutism. But honestly, when I get it, when it's someone who is considered a pedophile, that kind of like trumps all, pun not intended. But in this case, the guy that you're trying to claim a pedo isn't a pedo. I'm saying that here on this channel, so you making this comment don't get any defamation suits or anything like that.
You don't got to clap.
You don't got to clap for what I'm doing for you. Now, the kid thought it was his name till he was 3. Yeah. That's because little Somalian kids. Somalians don't use that language. You know. I don't know where you are from, Jeff, but they don't. Like African Americans, sadly. Yeah, and you guys got to get out of that trap. I've been a victim of it myself. And I've been a perpetrator of using the N-word as well. And I've used it for comedy, and I've used it in anger, like, hey, and use it incredulously, like, you know what I mean? I've used it in all the variety of uses. And I'm going to stop that. And it's not because you're saying, if you guys, it's just because it's just wrong, man. And I'm mature. And I'm maturing. And I like positive energy. But yeah, Yeah, you can keep on making excuses, but the job at hand is talking about why would she do that? Just because everybody else calls him that name, what makes it right for her to call it? What makes it right for you to think that it didn't matter if she called it like that? Like, what type of person are you, Jeff? Jeff is not. I'm going to say Jeff is not a fucking human. Jeff is not a fucking human. Seriously. He's not. He can't be. Not talking like that. Let me know, Jeff, if I'm right. 313-825-5557. You bitch. Ninja stabs a kid in the heart and you shell $45K. Yeah. I don't get it. That was my whole thing in the nutshell. It's called funding hate because I know that a lot of people did give because they know that it's Texas and they know the justice system. They know that Carmelo Anthony is going to need the best defense of his life to get a half the chance that the average white person would get in the justice system. And this is talking shit, getting clicks, but I mean, I can easily go to the facts and back that up. 313-825-5557. If you want to challenge me on that, I'm not tooting my horn or anything like that. It's just because it's true, right? So, Ninja stabs a kid in the heart. So also, you didn't just talk about Shiloh Hendricks. Jeff is not. You're also talking about Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. I appreciate you watching those two segments. If you watched at all. But I appreciate you participating, helping for the algorithm. Please come back, but please don't come whack next time. You shell out $45K. Yeah, let me get to that one. Yeah, the show was called Funding Hate. It's incredulous that the public are funding any type of these people, for this way. Like this funding stuff was for arts to be made. Like someone said, hey, I got an idea for this movie and I need this much money to make this movie idea. Or I got an idea for this product and I need this much money. And that's what social funding started out to be, as far as I know. I might, but then it became for funerals and then it became for this, and now it's become your side versus my side. And yeah, I mean, you're going to talk about the 450K plus. I don't know how much Carmelo Anthony's family has received, but I know that it's for his defense so he can get a fair trial. I also know that Jeff Metcalf has received money, that his son is, because his son has been killed, for help with the funeral, and he's raised several $100,000. So I don't know why in this case, when we're talking about funding hate, it wasn't really a big thing here. It was a show that people are doing this, and some people on that 450 were giving them that money because they know that you guys historically will fund bullshit like this, and they want to give them a chance. That's why. But you make it as shallow as you want. You dig as deep as you want, and when you feel yourself about that, when you hit something, you stop digging. That's what your type person are, right? That's that person. You dig, like, oh, I'm going to get this information. I got this information, and now, boom, I hit some information that's going to totally flip this previous information upside down. I don't want to know. We'll leave that here. You probably take some dirt and just throw it back on top of it. Like, damn, that's the type of person you are, right? I don't know. Maybe that's the type of person you are. I'm sorry. Yeah. I replied to that. So. Check this out. Spaghetti says white people are losing patience for the black community with all this race crap. And what's worse is that it was politicians, these white liberal women who bloody ignited and threw gasoline all over him. Am I talking to is this Jordan Peterson? I don't want to throw that on Jordan. Oh, bloody ignited. Bloody, read more. My comment is not about, liberal women who bloody ignited and threw gasoline all over it. My comment is not about blaming races. Well, damn, bro, what is it about then? But the black community needs to fix their own before all the progress we've made towards social cohesion is destroyed. We see it all across America, the level of violence from blacks, mostly against whites. I mean, listen, I don't know. If it is, it might be a couple percentage points, but usually blacks have crimes against blacks and whites have crimes against white. It's called intra-racial crime. That's usually your crimes committed by people are in proximity to those people. And if you know anything, I think about maybe over 70% of white people in the United States alone live in areas where there are no other black people. I mean, so spaghetti, that seems fucking bullshit to me. It seems bullshit to me. But you're saying stuff like social cohesion and communities and bloody ignited. You're throwing politics. You're spelling your stuff out, right? There's some proofreading done here. And I don't know. But I'm going to tell you like this. I don't care if white people are losing patience with the black community for this race crap. You fucking asshole. Fuck you. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. But honestly, fuck you, spaghetti. You're what? Like, I give a flying fuck if you losing patience. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You want to start a race war? Is that what you want? You want to start a race war? Is that what you want to do? You think black... There might be some people aren't. You're losing patience with all the race crap. Y'all motherfuckers are racist, yo. People like you that say you're tired of this race crap are racist. You should be tired of what's going on in the black community. You should be asking me, hey, how can I help with what's going on? Your black community is going to fix... Black community ain't break the black community, bro. We went from slavery to economic slavery, right? Plantations never had full rights until what? Like 50 years ago? 50 years ago? But Carmelo Anthony's family, I'm not gonna lie, they progressed. They have a nice house and they live in a nice neighborhood. They have nice cars, and people like you went online and were like, yo, they're taking the funding and they're using it for that new house. I mean, they could actually use it for a better defense. I think there could be a better lawyer than Dominic Alexander, but that's just you and me here. But yeah, honestly, spaghetti, eat a dick. Honestly, I don't care if white people are losing patience for the black community. Fuck your patience. You've never had patience at all. You've never had patience at all. When I hear that, that's just a blatant whatever. Losing patience sounds like a threat, not concern, right? Right? It does. It sounds like I'm losing patience. You threatening me? Huh, spaghetti? Sounds like a threat. It doesn't sound like you're not concerned about black folks. They're not the problem. You're not concerned about the system. You're not concerned about any of that. You're not concerned. Come on, guys. Losing patience sounds like a threat, not concern. Black folks ain't the problem. We're reacting to a system that's been broken. Yeah, some are reacting to that system and violence from the guy that's threatening me. Stats say most crime is interracial. So, white on white, black on black. If you're really about peace, call out for injustice. All injustice. You shouldn't be impatient if you're just calling about injustice. So yeah. I like to talk about race, but I like to talk about race, and when I do, I like to give like facts, at least a good anecdote, personal story or something like that. This is what happens. You guys can't accept it, You can't accept it. Jews in there. Oh my God, this is my favorite one. Guard J3I. And listen, if there be anybody out there that can look for people and have those type of skills that can find people from these anonymous accounts that are just calling here, please. We could make a whole nother segment. We could make a whole ass another segment. But this guy says Jews and their pet brown bioweapons are upset. The tipping point is 10% awareness. Like, for someone to say a pet brown bioweapon, I don't know if you heard that from somebody else or whatever, but whoever came up with that they are like a 10 for 10 racist. I am a connoisseur of hate of America. And I know that these little jazzy terms for black people, I know for sure. I'm going to tell you this. I don't enjoy it. But honestly, like, black people have been such the focus and such on the forefront of these people's minds that when you think about the nicknames that we have for races, like if you're going to be racist, every group has a derogatory name to refer to them as from. You know what I mean? If you're in a gay community, it's, if you're white, you can be called a, if you're Jewish, you can be called a. I bullshitted some of those last mile things because I know there's a lip reading girl on the internet, and if she's reading these lips, these shits are bold, highlighted, and italics. These are some good lips right here. All right, but yeah, every racist group has some pretty damn good names, but yo, the names for black people are so. There are so many. Like I'm probably gonna throw this out there. There's probably like the name that you can the nicknames that people that let me get it together. I think there are as many black derogatory nicknames as there are nicknames for women's breasts. You know how many nicknames there are for women's breasts? I think that black derogatory names could possibly go neck and neck. That list would probably be the same. Can anybody tell me why? Anybody? I don't know. Anyway, I did. I responded to this guy. I think I might have been chilling under the umbrella at that time. Oh no, this was before I left. Pet Brown Bioweapons. Damn, you really stitched that slur together from the crustiest corners of Stormfront and your mom's unused GD workbook. That bitch never got that certificate. And that 10% awareness line, oh man, brutal. Bro, from a group chat full of dudes who peaked during incest allegations and still think Monster Energy is personality. Thanks for participating. Yeah, that might have been like a chat GPT response. Because my response would be like, eat a dick, you Nazi fuck. Eat a dick, you Nazi fucker. Seriously, I hope you have a child. I hope you find a woman of your same ilk that you are equally yoked with. I hope that she has the same hateful values as you, and you guys fall madly in love and hate, and you have a child. And I hope your firstborn loves you and is healthy and is strong, and I hope you teach him all the ways. I hope it is a him, because I know that's what you guys care about that. Cares about the gender stuff. But I hope it's masculine. I hope I hope he comes out not thinking he's another gender, or I hope he's not fat or overweight or slow in thinking or anything. I hope he is the tip-top person that your imagination could think of to be Hitler's wet dream. Right? Right. And then I hope he goes off to college. And he wakes up and finds the truth and marries a black lesbian from Washington, D.C. with old style weekend dreads. And the entire Malcolm X speech from the Audubon Theater tattooed on her back. And I hope your masculine son eats her butt.
Y'all don't gotta clap at everything.
And says, Assalamu alaikum. Brings her. Never mind. Then I hope they have children. And then I hope after they have those children, you fall in love with your grandkids, because that's usually what happens. It's usually how that ends. Yeah. You're going to have black grandbabies. And you better treat them right, you fucking racist fuck. That's what's going to happen. That's what always happens. Ah, wait, just look. Oh my God. He didn't watch the show. He just came to comment. He saw the thumbnail and came to comment. And trying to sound witty and clear his side attempt with an insult. You can blow all the hot air you want, but the fact is still true. Jews and their brown pets are the problem. I didn't really want to respond to him because that's just a racist thing where they be like, Jews run the world and Jews are doing this, but we know that's just not true. But people talk like that. People talk stupid. And then, ready? Wait, just looked at your icon, explains a lot. Muds, such a lesser form and such useless things. This fucker called me a thing, bro. He called me a mud. I told you there's a lot of different, there's a lot of derogatory names for my soul brothers out here. We got a whole ass bigot here. Please explain how Jews and brown people are the problem. I can't believe that's my only response. I was probably at the point. Honored that you went through the trouble to create an anonymous account to troll me. Ha ha ha. You a pussy. Meow. Thanks for helping the algorithm. Thanks. He's responding. You things were bought here by the Jewish slave trade. Maybe if you read past the 5th grade level, look into Israel Cohen's racial plan. Oh, now he's using his dirty ass education to spread propaganda. Yes, so yes, you are the golem. Now the golem is like a Jewish fairy tale folklore. I would say a Jewish folklore. Golem is a Jewish folklore, and it's basically like it's a creature or a weapon, a defensive, offensive, like beast that is made out of mud. That's why they call us muds. So we're called Golem. He's like, slinging his insoles together like punches, like a boxer. So he's calling me a mud, and golems are made out of mud. And now once the golem is created in the mud, in order to activate them, you write like something on our forehead, like go or kill or something like that. But you write it in, I don't know, Hebrew or something like that, and then boom. And then once he's done, you write back on their head to like destroy them, and then they'll go back to nothing. So he is equating the black people in United States of America to the golem. I mean, I don't get it. I wonder, is it because you want what you want now? Do you want me to be on your side here? We're their golem. Do you want us to be your golem? Jail? Should what do you want us to do here? We are the Jewish people's slaves. That's what they're saying. And then he also said something I believe about the Jewish making the slave trade. Yeah, there it is. Israel Cohen's racial plan. Now I had to look this up, this Israel Cohen thing, because I was like, yo, this guy sounds crazy. But I looked it up. That Israel, I had to LOL him because the shit's laughable. You got to laugh to stop from, like, I wasn't even going to cry, but it was just hilarious for him to say this and tragic. But LOL, the Israel Cohen quote, and I spelled it correctly, quote, you're clinging to is fake. It's fake. Israel Cohen, I believe, was like, did some stuff in like supply. He never even talked about stuff like this, and it's been debunked for years. It's not real. It's just one of those tired ass lies that recessive gene, small peckered dog molesters repeat when they don't have the ability to say something real. That's really what happened. You know, his small peckered dog molesting self doesn't have anything to say, so he's slinging insults. And the reading comment level, he can smack himself, because if this sounds like 5th grade to you, maybe school wasn't just your strong suit, you fuck face. You're not making a point. You're just making an ass out of yourself, and you are making an ass out of yourself. And you probably, when you make your ass out of yourself, you like to point fingers at yourself. Right. You like to finger your ass. You like to punch your shit. You Nazi. Fuck, bro. You're a bot, bro. Actually, I'm not mad, dude, but that's what you are. All right, so, yeah. Keep hiding behind that anonymous account. I'm live right now. 313-825-5557. I'm live right now. Where are you? Probably beating off with tweezers.
And I know a hoe when I see one.
Yeah, you are. You're a whore. Smack yourself. Keep hiding behind the anonymous account. It's only part of this that makes any sense. Go eat a bushel of Richards. Eat a bushel of Richards. So the small name for Richard is Dick. So I don't want him to eat a bag of dicks or a bushel of dicks. I want him to eat a bushel of grown dicks. And if you're a grown dick, you call yourself Richard. Eat a bushel of Richards, you Nazi fuck. Funding hate is funding BML. This is what Robert Wade said. At least he has a picture. Robert Wade, eat a dick too. I like all of a sudden, and then this guy said, I like all of a sudden people are doing critical, oh my God. He said, I like, Israel Cohen's a lie. Stop that bullshit. So he said, Ooga Booga harder. Okay. I mean, yeah, eat a dick. Ooga Booger. Whatever. I know that's he must be old. Like, wow. Funding hate is funding BML. All right. I like how all of a sudden people are doing critical pieces about crowdfunding. Laughing my ass off. I'm pretty sure you didn't watch either. Can I get comments from people who actually watched? You would have understood what's going on. It was a good show, actually. But yeah, thanks for everybody. Thanks for repeating things you bought. Joy slave trade. Yitty. Jamal. Raising money for murder is totally fine, but a white lady says a bad word, and it's the end of the world. Very interesting. Oh, wow. Yeah. Social donations or whatever. Thanks for checking it out. Raising money for a murder is totally fine. I think we talked about that in there. You are a murderer, but if it's self-defense, it's self-defense, and that it doesn't seem to me like self-defense in the case of Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, as I have seen the reports, does not seem out of the question. So you are certainly cynical, and you are certainly invited to call in 313-825-5557 because I appreciate that. White lady says a bad word. Listen, if you think that it's fine for a white lady, listen, if you're good with a white lady, and it's not saying a bad word, but saying a bad, if she got into it, if there was I don't know, like if there was a grown ass man on the street, and let's say she had parked her car at the Wawa, right? She's at the Wawa, she parks her car, she's running in for her coffee, some black dude gets into her car and is rummaging through her console. She catches him and she has some choice words from him. Got it, cool. That's a grown ass man. I still don't like, you got to call him the N-word. Just call the police, call him like an asshole or whatever. The N-word just makes you look stupid. But we obviously see that people disagree with me and say that, hey, using the N-word makes her appealing. And certainly cynical, I think you might be one of those people. Or you might be one of those people who don't care. But if you don't care, don't even fucking comment, bro. Keep your ass not caring now. But if you do, then I don't even know. Like, raising money for a murder is fine. Like, you could have commented on Carmelo Anthony's alone. But comparing it to what's going on with the lady Shiloh Hendricks in Minnesota is crazy, bro. That's crazy work, yo. You don't see little black kids as human beings, do you? Right. You don't. You don't see the problem with a grown-ass woman calling a little black kid a that's insane. Just tell me that you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? You don't got a lot to kick it. Just be like, yo, listen. My name is certainly cynical, and I am a piece of shit. I think it's fine. Say it out loud. Certainly cynical. Say it out loud. I think it's perfectly fine for a grown-ass woman, a grown-ass white lady, to call a little Somalian child a child of color, a 5-year-old child, a baby. You think it's all right to call a baby who can understand what you're saying just say it. Say it out loud. That's what you need to say. And then that's how right it will sound. It'll sound better. Just say, hey, listen, I think that I have no problems with a white lady calling a baby an N-word. I mean, I get it. I get it. You're probably not affected by that word. That word probably has no historical significance to you because you don't bother to look up any type of history. I mean, I know you don't think that Black history is a part of American history, but I don't know if any like how it cannot be since we're here. And you don't have interest. Maybe you don't have interest in any type of learning or anything like that at all. But I can also tell you that you might need to have some interest like that. A little education might make you a better human being. Because I don't know, you don't sound like a human being. Because a human being would not appreciate a grown ass woman calling a baby the N-word. I don't know. I feel like if I'm harping on it, I think I should be able to harp on this. I think it's incredible that people think that way. But please explain to me. 313-825-5557. I'm not trying to shame you on here. If you call in, I'm gonna get you. You know what I mean? It might get insulting because hopefully but also that person on there is anonymous. It could be a bot. It could be a 13-year-old kid who just needs a hug. Yeah, it just feels. Oh, let's see. It's just that white folks feel like they are being targeted by MSM and the left. I guess MSN. They don't think they should be held responsible for the past, and they shouldn't. Minorities have to realize you have to take responsibility for yourselves and not hide behind racism every time someone calls you out on a BS. There's a good and bad in every man. We will all bow on that day and answer for everything we have said and done. Prayers to y'all and success for the show. And I wish my God, if it's possible for me to be there when, if it's biblically correct, if it's true in the Bible and that God is described as the way God is, I hope you get to meet them. And I hope that I have the ability to see this. If I'm alive, then I would like to be alive, but I would like to have a dream where I can see you witnessing and I'll just know it's real. I know God's talking to me. But when I would like to see that. When I go, if I go before you or whatever, is whatever. But when I go, I would like to see a video of you, your reaction to meeting God. If the God that we're talking about and you're talking about is biblically accurate. I just hope so. Yeah. That's like one of those. That's like a diet. He's like a diet racist, you know. And then he throws God in there because to make it all right. But you know what? I don't give a flying fuck because we don't celebrate the same God. You know, my God would never. I don't know your politics or anything, but I don't. You probably don't like free health care, or you don't want kids' colleges to be paid off. I think you want the cut the waste and cut government spending, or government spending more than ever. You're one of those type of people that fell for that shit. But don't worry, it's going to be all right in 2 years. I mean, you say that shit because you obviously have no respect for the past, because the past predicts the future, and this man's past is pretty fucking shitty. So I would predict the shitty future off of that. I'm at least telling if I'm right or wrong, whatever, but that's my logic with it. 313-815-5557. Mo 3 times, fresh and renewed, back from vacation, ready to cause ruckus, ready to confront some of these issues here. You know, I was thinking in the pool, like, yo, I be too diplomatic with y'all MFs for some reason, and you know, I don't want to be hard hitting or like a shock jock individual, but yo, you are not going to be able to play on Al Gore's good ass internet. Hell, you think you are? Blacks need to be young. Need a dick. Go get to your people. What do your people need to be? Huh? What do your people need to be? Tell me that. Don't talk about what my cut the crap. Exactly. Don't tell me what my people need to be. What do your people need to do? Go back to your tribe if you're going to be like that. Go back to your tribe and get right and be like, hey, when it comes to the blacks, they're going to get their stuff together because I told them to go get their stuff together. So while they're getting their stuff together, this is what we're going to do. And tell me, you call in and tell me, what would you tell your tribe to do? 313-825-5557. And it's probably going to come back with same old. Lie, steal, kill. destroy. Am I right? Am I right? That's what your tribe is known for the most part. All right. Maybe I got too serious for you, but guess what? I'm off tomorrow. I want to get a massage. Love said I cannot get a tuggy. She said I'm not able to. The coaches and Mr. Metcalf down in chat, not more than 50 feet away. Austin, the tennis captain, so he's sort of responsible for his team. No. Yeah. Hold on, here she goes. Yo, this is a response. I'm gonna do this in real time, y'all. Earl of Mar is back. So he is sort of, the coaches and Mr. Metcalf are down at the track, no more than 50 feet away. Austin was which means he could probably yell and be like, yo, help, this guy won't leave us alone. Austin was the team's captain, so he is sort of, and I'm not, Austin, I don't hold anybody, honestly, me personally responsible because I've been a young person and like Mr. Metcalf said, young shit happen. Yes. Honestly, if this kid is actually found guilty of killing him, there are laws. We have laws in our country, and we know that. And we know that sometimes it's unfair. The justice system is unfair to the youth because we say that, hey, you're not responsible to the age of 18. Science says that, hell, men don't turn into men until well into their 30s, and this is what we got. So I think, like Mr. Metcalf said, it was two boys who made a horrible mistake. It could be in like an after-school special moment. Nobody actually wins in this situation. But after saying that, if Carmelo Anthony is going to be held responsible as an adult, then Austin Metcalf should be held as an adult and be responsible as an adult then too. And as his responsibility as team captain was responsible to his team, not to anybody else's team. He ain't have no say on whatever Carmelo Anthony did unless Carmelo Anthony was outright attacking him or trying to attack or take his property or destroy something. And then everybody was responsible to stop that evil. But nothing was happening. This guy was seemingly getting out of the ring as it has been reported to me, So he's responsible for his teammates on and off the field. Carmelo Anthony is not his teammate, Earl. Carmelo Anthony is not his teammate. You asked why the kids didn't go get a coach at that age? We didn't want to get other kids in trouble. No? You just wanted to put your hands on them, huh? But then, if you didn't want to get them in trouble, let them chill the fuck out. Say, hey, Carmelo, what you doing over there? What you run for? What event are you running for? Word. Yeah. You like music? I'm listening to this. Yo, check this out. Oh, check out. We got this new spike. Or as a team captain, you could have been more as a what are they called? What are they called when you go to another country? Your ambassador. He could have been an ambassador of goodwill and a great sportsmanship, right? We all have choices, right? But none of them understood how serious the situation was at the time. Exactly, I agree with that because they're fucking children, and this is just tragic situation. They said even when he put his hand in his backpack, we didn't think he was armed because we were at a track meet. There isn't supposed to be any weapons. Yeah, you were at a track meet, but that track meet happened to be in the great state of Texas. And then I can come back to this Kyle Rittenhouse thing because listen to me. Kyle Rittenhouse, personally, while he was shooting, legit. My problem is he should have never been there in Wisconsin because he wasn't from that part of Wisconsin. And he shouldn't have went there with a gun because there was an issue with the gun. And before Kyle Rittenhouse was found guilty, and this is illustrated in my show that I said earlier, there was a couple of funky things in there. There looked like to be an instigator that didn't get shot but started the shooting. Like somebody just randomly shooting just to shoot and start chaos. And that's kind of how everything started. Like Kyle Rittenhouse didn't shoot first. I grant you that. But he shouldn't have been able to shoot because first of all, he shouldn't have been there. And if he was there, he shouldn't have been armed because he was a child. The only reason why he wasn't found guilty is because I believe it was like either on a Thursday or a Friday during lunchtime, the judge and the lawyers on both sides had a little sidebar and they decided to just let go. And he willy-nilly didn't even argue on the other end about the weapon, about him even having the weapon because the weapon was illegal. It's a legal weapon. But if you dug into the Minnesota law at that time, because a lot of people tell me looking at the law, like he wasn't supposed to, that weapon to him was going to be like a permit. Like you have to be using that like a driver's permit. You got to be with an adult. And you saw him frame by frame running around Kenosha, Wisconsin, solo dolo. Now, when he shot, yeah, like, bro, you're coming to take my weapon? No. Like, I don't know. If you get my weapon from me, you might kill me with it. So, no, you can't take my weapon. You've harmed me, and guess what? Now I can shoot. If it comes out in trial that Austin Metcalf put his hands on Carmelo Anthony, especially if he's putting his hand in his own bag, if you put your hands on somebody and they stab the shit out of you, especially if you weigh 50 pounds more than him, these are all things that are found that you can find as evidence for this case, then Texas has a stay in your ground law, buddy. So it's not as supposed to be. And he was in a great state of Texas. And if that knife comes back within regulations, just like that gun came back for regulation for Kyle Rittenhouse, then I think he should get the same treatment. So when Dominic Alexander was up there talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, that is probably the way that I would have compared those two. Everything else he said about that, well, most of the part was trash. But yeah, that's what it is, Earl. I would like for you to say, hey, since we're talking ifs, if Austin Metcalf would have just hung out and said, hey, buddy, and diffused everything and have been chilling and said, hey, oh, yeah, it's raining over here. You chilling? Y'all, you need anything? You want to get some water or anything? We got some Gatorade here over, dude. We got some Gatorade, dude. What school you go to? What event you in? Oh, I'm Austin. You know, that's a teachable moment that's for all of us. Oh, who is that motherfucker? Yeah, you can assume. You can go up to somebody, but I try not to I could be assuming all like, yo, why is this guy parked down in front of my house? I don't want him parked down in front of my house. I am one of those type of guys. I don't want him parked down in front of my house. What the fuck is he parked down in my house? It is a public space. So I can either be like, oh, it's a public space, and let's see if he leaves. He's probably waiting for somebody, something like that. Or if it gets stupid, I'm bothered, then I have to go introduce myself. And I can't go up to him like an asshole. Get out of here. Get off of get off this public property. And that's basically the equivalent. That's the equivalent, actually. That's a great, what I said there. The equivalent of Carmelo Anthony sitting under that tent is the equivalent of somebody parking in front of my house, according to Texas law, because I looked this up. So, if I am on private property in my privately owned pavilion and I'm partying and you come in and try to get in my party, then guess what? I can remove you from it because this is my personal property. This is my personal stuff. Now, if I'm on, say, a football field or in a stadium, a public high school stadium, and I'm on school property and I'm under another team's pavilion, i.e. a tent, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. They don't have right to stand your ground because that tent is not castle doctrine to that school. Because it's on personal property or whatever the law says, it just isn't. So, if saying, hey, I'm on the school grounds and this is our tent and this tent is our home, but it's on public school grounds, if that was still, hey, this tent is our home, then Austin Metcalf had every right to put his hands on Carmelo Anthony. Honestly, no. He should have just called a coach or whatever. And then it would be a tragic accident. There'd probably be no defense for it. However, that's not the case. It's not the case. It's actually reversed. So staying your ground is actually in favor of Carmelo Anthony. You know, if you're just being objective, I've actually researched this because the first guy said that, hey, Texas law ain't what you think. So I was like, oh, let me go revisit Texas law real quick. And yeah, I can talk about a whole bunch of things. The other guy who said, oh, it's a thing. They were asking me how I can do so many subjects. It's because I have an interest for subjects and I actually take out time and read, and because I've cut down on my physical fitness time to do all these things, thus involving me and giving me what they call a
You get a F for failure.
In gym class right now. Don't worry, I'm getting it together. But yeah, there we go. So if it seems I'm taking Carmelo Anthony's side in this, I am just like, this is unnecessary. Like, I don't have any problem with the guy said, like, Texas law. I just checked it out. Like, I have no insults for you, sir. Like, because you made a claim. You made a claim, like, there's Texas law. So it's possible that you be. But when I'm listening to all this stuff and we can do, like, I can go side by side, too, for Carmelo. And my shit goes more with defense than what you're talking about. 50 feet away, that's, like, come on. We're at track meet with track coaches and stuff. You know how fast they can cover 50 feet and get back up there? Hey, buddy, get out of there. It means you can see 50 feet, that's not far. Austin, and Austin being the team's captain is, yeah, he's responsible for his teammates. He wasn't responsible for Carmelo Anthony. So that's how I will respond to you there, Earl of Mar. And then, yeah, Cybertrip said he doesn't think it's going to hold up. He had the issue with Dominic Alexander. I agreed with that. And then this guy said, so we have Jake Lang on the left, founder of Project White Americans, and Bruce Carter on the right. Listen, Jake Lang, and this, please watch the previous show. Jake Lang did some egregious shit, right? And I find a lot of times, like, oh, you get the whataboutism. The blacks are doing it too. The whites are, even when black people like, so white people do it, I be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're supposed to be striving to be the best that you can be. I'm not in no competition with no other race, bro. I'm not. I'm in competition with me. With me. I know race is a construct. And I am here to remind a lot of you motherfuckers that it is. And if you can't be reminded that race is a construct, then I would like to let you in on the secret that the race that you're getting, the information that you're getting about the race, specifically the race that I belong to, quote unquote, in this construct, the Black American, then we're going to get this shit right. And you're not going to disrespect. No one likes us. We don't care. We don't give a flying fuck. And with that, I'd like to say, everybody, I am glad that I am home, back on back in the U.S. of A. I love it here. I'm not going nowhere. Let's all get along. Let's get along. No, you're not invited. No, you're not invited to the first barbecue. We're gonna have a couple of cookouts, and not even barbecue. We're gonna have a couple of cookouts. Talk about some things. Make sure it's right. Then maybe we can invite some of you guys in, because ultimately it's the goal. Ultimately, that's the goal, that everybody gets past their shit and we can all come together like Voltron and do some things. But until then, I'm telling you, there's not gonna be no disrespect. Mo 3 times, cut the crap, out here. We out here. I'm supposed to disappear now. Come on, let's do this. Look at the children saying, like, that's the wee. Like, hold on, can we do the ukulele? Cut the crap. I don't know. Maybe we gotta go hardcore with it. Cut the crap. No, I don't think so. Cut the crap. I don't know. But I'm out of here. Guys, hit like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. If you got a problem with anything I said, I mean, by all means, hit me in the comments. Get me right. 313-825-5557 is a call-in. And, hit alerts on this one, because I'll be in there when I be in there. Tomorrow night, we will be back at it, 7:30, with the We Live episode. It's going to be more of a kickback tomorrow, for real, because I haven't been looking at any of this craziness. But I'll see you soon. Remember, talking shit, getting clicks. I'm Mo 3 times. Have a great one. Peace. Yeah.